Has anybody seen my Bitcoin? I seem to have misplaced it. I don't feel so bad that I lost my hard drive in that landfill now. I just want to say I'm so happy that I wasn't Top Tick Tommy at $68,000. Oof. That's always tough sledding, I think. And now the sled has no snow. It's screeching to a halt. Are you ready to jump in and buy Bitcoin tonight? That's right, people. For the deep Saturday night discount price of, dare I say, $17,633, you can have yourself a shiny new Bitcoin. Do you realize that, people? Now, these kind of opportunities don't come around every day, you know. And I like to buy low. I do. But last night, when I loaded the fucking wagon at 20,000 Bitcoins, and I put my fucking stop in tight because I was going in heavy on this trade, and I was going to make $40,000. So just saying that. My targets were $40,000, I'm just saying. And that motherfucker come ripping back off the floor like that. It did not happen. Instead, what happened was they went down and stopped me out. I'll be damned if I'm going to let that happen again. So I decided to do is double load the wagon, put a stop down at fucking 13,000. They'll never touch me down here. I just know it. What do you think? Is that a plan? Show me what I need to know. I see strong support at 0. I got you. I know. I say here, lay in. It's called dollar cost averaging. Tonight I want you to buy $10 of Bitcoin, and every time it drops $2,000, I want you to buy double that amount. So if we go to 0, as we're approaching 0, by the time this thing gets down to $10, you're going to have to fucking take out a mortgage, a second mortgage, a loan, and you're about to steal your neighbor's car and just hawk it and then go hog long. And I'm thinking about 50 cents. As soon as we come up to $3, scalp out of half the position, let the rest go. Yeah, it's good math. Good practices, right? Was it the fact that interest rates went up? Is that why Bitcoin's down? Honestly, is this the giant institutional view of why was Bitcoin so high? Because it's a ledger of transactions that's supposed to be not secret, but off the grid. And here we go. The exchange decides to open trading at $68,000 at the very top. Very, just classic. And when you're in your car, you hear an ad on the radio that says, put your whole, IRA, or we have crypto-backed IRAs. Every time you hear that, think about, would you marry a inflatable doll? Well, I guess you would now, right? With the right meta electronics running on that puppy. If it's got the right personality, I think I would. But I want her to be a nagging bitch sometimes, so it's like a real relationship. Last thing I want is some fucking yes bot. Whatever you say. Oh, you're amazing. I know you're missing the tip of your finger, but you're amazing. And don't forget we love each other. As I blow up your finger, like I blow up your account. Oh boy. Thank you, Jesus, for not letting me get in at fucking the top there at 50,000. And when those guys said Bitcoin is going to 1 million, I was like, yeah, but they said there's no buts about it. Just get on the fucking train, buy. This does not pay any dividends, interest, or anything like that. And the funniest thing I think I ever saw about Bitcoin, this is the funniest stuff I ever saw, was when people were talking about the halvings the halvings, the harvesting of the Bitcoin addresses. It churns into a little thing in your blender and you stick it out and put it in frappe. And I'm like, dude, what does that? That's the cycle of the halvings. I'm like, so it's like a ritual. We all get around with a Bitcoin. What? What does this look like? The whales. I mean, do you think the depegging of the stable coin, was that the chink in the armor? And people go, wait a minute. If the stable coin can get it destroyed, don't you think maybe the Bitcoin, seeing as how... And when Tim Pool's bragging about how much Bitcoin and... I know people are going to say, well, I bought it at $200, so even if it comes back to fucking 10 grand, I'm still killing it. Okay, buddy. If you were in the exact same size position, and maybe you did ride that up to, like, I was up to $3,000 when it... Okay, you're down to, like, $1,000. All right, it's no big deal, but it is amazing how the crowd jumped on this puppy and just destroyed it. Of course, I think people are their own worst enemy. It's a very crowded market. Everybody wants to be in it. Next thing you know, we're back. So I'm trying to set up a... The only Discord chat I have is the link in mine. So if anybody wants to come on, and I'm not even sure the audio is going to work because I haven't streamed in so long that my playback device, which I'm playing a little bit of... That's supposedly the stock exchange people talking, but I need some ambience. I want to feel like I'm alive. The market is open. Amazingly, Bitcoin is open tonight, Saturday night, buy discount. Don't forget to hit the buy. Don't forget to get your coupons and your what are they? Fungible dildos. What are the tokens they're using? Is it? Oh, it's token. Smoking. Token? Who can keep up with this shit, dude? I'm using my exquisitely designed 21 simple period moving average in blue and a 21 exponential in yellow and a 21 linear weighted in the cyan or something. What the fuck is? So, Mr. Hoffman, are you a Bitcoinologist or are you just a market observer of all the drama that we have seen from crude oil at the tippy top? I promoted Bitcoin on social media like crazy. Really? Are they stopped? Are they ads? Did they pull the ads off the radio? Because there's nothing more embarrassing than coming out with an ad on the radio when some poor schlub's driving down the road and he's like, I dabbled in a little Bitcoin. I did a little Bitcoin dabbling. We dabble, and as you would, I think the problem with Bitcoin, in my opinion, is that if you just got into bigger positions in a day trade, aren't you risking the same amount of money in the end? Like, okay, so Bitcoin's it is a high drama percentage move, but did anybody really buy when Bitcoin was at 100? Was somebody like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna throw $1,000 into this project. Then they sat back. While that beast, while the crowd glommed onto the utopian dream of, well, these are just ledgers. You can't even believe how cool this is. It is like a sci-fi fucking movie. And you can't even see the beginning. If you look at any Bitcoin chart and you try to find the beginnings of this. So I did a video on it once, and I scrolled all the way to when it was trading between 100 to 500, and it was getting slammed down to 100. People were shitting their pants. And it went to 1,000, then it pulled back, and went to 1,500. When something goes to $68,000 from fucking 1,000, like there's no market on the planet like that. So it's the ultimate mob mentality. It's just fascinating as fuck. Totally fascinating. I'm not trading. But are you asking for a friend that trades? Because if you're asking for a friend that trades, then we're tracking you, and you've been too close to the building. So Hoffman, you sound like a German guy. Are you over in Germany now? Bernard, you sound like you sound Jewish. Like, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but Bernard is very Jew, and Hoffman with two N's. It's German though. That takes you off the Jew scale. Oh, you're German. So, oy Vesmer, right? Are you going to celebrate the, what is it, the year? 57. It's some crazy, in Germany. So, what the hell did the Germans do? They went totally green. They closed down their, they still got the nuclear open, but they closed down their dirty fuel plants. And then their prices went fucking up. Did the Germans just go, oh, we love sucking dick? Yeah, the bigger the better. The wider the choke. The more I choke on your socialism, the better your dick taste. I mean, what's going on over there? You keep in touch with your intense engineer mates, the people that we're counting on to fucking get the tolerances right and not fuck it up, and tungsten carbide instead of Chinese carbide. We're counting on the Germans to build the tanks and all the machinery and get that fucking AR-15 tuned up so all the die-cast tempered, German tempered, some Telefunken tubes on that thing too. You know, Telefunken tubes are going for fucking $300 a piece, dude. What does that tell you about the Germans? So don't you think what's happening, though, is like nature finds a way. They destroy these things with the fucking policies, harebrained shit like zero emissions? How about we just duct tape your whole fucking body, dude? We'll stick a vaccine in one little slit we find, and then we'll just let you bake in the sun and see, okay, we're back testing you right now, dude. This is the fucking clinical trial. Look at this motherfucker on the sidewalk. He's got a little vaccine. He's on his third vax. We duct taped him. He does not have any emissions. He's fucking completely... His carbon footprint's so fucking small, it's creating a miniature black hole in the ozone universe. What happened to the ozone? You know what I miss? Acid rain. Now, the nice thing about acid rain is you could on a rainy day, you could open your mouth, tilt your head up, and get totally annihilated like Timothy Leary. You were just ready to go. Let me try this link. If anybody has a microphone, I'm going to try this audio shit. Who can keep up, honestly? Who needs to? The world's spinning. I can't even believe what I'm seeing, but they say it's a wealth effect, so when stocks went down, since they're a speculative instrument. Bitcoin's speculative. What is Bitcoin really worth? We don't even know. There's no way of knowing, honestly. But it sure is fun to watch the debris. It reminds me of a car wreck. People go by and they go, look at that car crash. That's fucking nuts. Well, he put that puppy down. Yeah, so inside it's inside of that Discord. There's a thing called Boomer Tech Support. Now I haven't been here in so long, dude. And then there's another Discord, but I don't have the link to that, and I don't know if it's a permanent link, and I don't know how Discord even works, honestly. So don't. Yeah, I mean the German's right. You guys are like. So you're only putting out 2%, and they got you on double carbon footprint lockdown. Like, if they see you step out of the chalk mark, they just take off your foot with like a laser cutter. Right? They just destroy your. Or they take a blowgun and they throw a chip in your fucking ass. You don't even know it's there, and they're tracking you the whole time. Oh yeah, they want to see the emissions on your ass too. Don't forget. Well, I mean, they had a thing here where they were going to outlaw cows because the cows are passing this gas, and it's a problem. Yeah. So the counter. Yeah, you mean the sell-off in the Bitcoin, or trying to counter trend trade it, trying to buy on dips here. So I think it all comes down to volatility. Like you may say, oh God, if I bought Bitcoin 5 years ago, so here's a thumbnail sketch most people would use. If I would have bought Bitcoin 5 years ago, I'd be a millionaire if I would have bought X, right? So they pick a certain size position, and they pick a target, and they say, you know, if I would have, that would have been amazing, right? But usually, typically, so if you're going to trade
if you're a day trader, you would never think like that because Jesus, that's just one trade. But if you're doing 50 trades a week or 50 trades a day or 50 trades a month, you wouldn't even think about that. If you knew how to trade, you'd make more money than the guy. I think you'd make more money, or at least not have the anxiety of holding a position that's up. Like, who's psychologically able to get into the Bitcoin? And say you just have your house costs 200 grand, you know. You're like, okay, let's this Bitcoin thing, I think it's going to be the cutting edge. Like, people are going to go nuts. Let's get in the ground floor at $1,000 a share. And when it goes up a little bit more, in fact, I'll even if it sells off, I'll buy a little bit more, but I'm not going to buy more than $2 grand. Now we're sitting at, I look at my wife or my hooker friend, and I say, listen, babe, listen. Do you realize a year ago, I bought $2,000 on this thing, and you know me, I'm not a rich guy, but I'm not going to get all wound up. We are up to $22,000 on this trade. Should I get out? Now, I can't even tell you how most people, and myself included, would just say, oh yeah, Bitcoin's at $8 grand, or whatever that number is, let's get out. And people are going to get out. And then what's going to happen to them psychologically when they see it at 50,000? Personally, I'm gonna feel like I lost. In fact, I would rather be in a losing trade right now, losing real money, than to have that situation, to see that I'm that far gone. But I wouldn't take it too seriously. And if you're going to do it, you know, it's just a joke. I don't think, unless you're day trading Bitcoin, you know. So when did you leave Germany? Did you just leave because you left college and you decided to come to the States and find a nice white girl or a black girl? Did you just couldn't take it anymore? Oh my God. So, well, okay, you have to pick like how much money you want to make per day. So if you're a day trader, it's different if you're a swing trader, because a swing trader, you can wait for a 3-day swing, right? And it's about, so if you put in a really tight, so your frequency of trading and how much you're risking. So if you're going to tell yourself, listen, I'm going to risk $1,000 on this swing trade, and also presupposing you've got different stop levels, so you're not going to do a hard $1,000 stop on a position because you're like, oh dude, it can't go any lower than this, so let me put a hard stop on one big position and risk $1,000. So the scaling of the strategy I'm using is that, say you've only got $1,000 in your account. Okay, well, this week let's try to make 20 pips. How hard can that be? And maybe I'll make 30 and lose 10. And with my system, it just involves figuring out how many, like, so if it's on this Bitcoin here, I don't even know how many pips is it, but this just fell down. Bitcoin just fell. It's pretty amazing, right? On the daily chart, we've gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days down. Now, a trade like this, wow. You know, so you have to see the fact that we're coming up on a floor that's going to be destroyed. And Bitcoin, if you look at the monthlies, when, for all intents and purposes, the term support, resistance, okay, this would be resistance. Anything above the bodies, so all the wicks are resistance and everything below is support. And so people say support and resistance doesn't work, and I bought at support and they stopped me out because I came in here and I said, I'm going to buy right here. And I know this is support because this is what I've been told. And it is support. Actually, internally, there probably is a dead cat bounce or a dead dog bounce or maybe your dead ex-wife bounce. And there might be a scalp in there. There might be a trade in there. But I'm saying in the big, so using the strategy of, and of course, look how long this setup take to occur. This, like, I would be buying Bitcoin here, actually, a little bit here and there. here and there and everywhere, but here and below, like I'd buy right now, tonight I'd buy some Bitcoin and I'd put a limit down, and I'd come in and I'd just keep on putting deeper and deeper. And I would be committed to literally telling my family that if it goes to zero, I'm buying all the way to zero. So a strategy like this would be a once-in-a-lifetime strategy, I think. You're going to buy tonight, and then you put limits all the way down, let's say $500 apart, all the way to Memphis, just down to rock bottom. And what is the chance? Here, also, I'm betting on the probability is, do you think this month is going to end up, we're halfway through the month, are we going to end up sheer down, or is this going to be the most dramatic hammer? By the end of the month, we could be ending the most dramatic hammer that you've ever seen in your life on Bitcoin. And if that's the case, a lot of people say, well, there's confirmation. Let's buy the top of the hammer. I would say buy the top of the hammer and buy the wick again. So this weekly, we haven't even got it here on the weekly, but on the I'm looking for one of those wicks. So here's a weekly wick that, had you stepped in front of this market on this particular week in this particular structure and said, everything below this lonely wick, I'm gonna load the wagon. I don't even care. In fact, I'm prepared to buy all the way down here. And if it gets to here, so in my strategy, you have to over plan. Like they say, it costs twice as much as you think, and it takes twice as long as you think. Well, guess what? The market goes deeper than you'd ever think. I mean, a lot of people that have a stop, say way down in here Bitcoin, they're like, how in the fuck? Now, so I've had this situation with Forex because I go to sleep, I'm up on this trade like you can't fucking believe. I'm like, well, that thing's fucking left the station and ain't coming back. Oh no, it's coming back in 6 fucking hours and maybe deeper than it was before it started. So it goes full cycle. Well, on this particular week here, had you plotted out this area, you got half filled. You told yourself your worst ticket is the top of that rack, and if you can get just a little bit better than that, which you did, the market did go up here at some point, that whole column is cashed out. The down part of this strategy technique is that for you to make money again, you're going to have to re-rack all those tickets. So the market does this big profitable, right, so you bought this, shit, I can't draw on the screen because I can only do that when I'm making a video. So you bought everything from here down, buy, and this is the other supply zone. I believe these are supply shelves. As soon as you take out this wick to this wick, wow. And this low here. So why is that wick so like it's over and done? It's like bam. Because and that is psychotic price, and the momentum coming down to there is unsustainable. There's no fucking way that thing is going to keep going down. It's just not going to happen, dude. I'm so sorry. So the capture window, your tickets are in this box, and to me that is the trade. That wick. Now, after I cash out and it comes back and it makes a weekly hammer, my thinking is I don't even care about these moving averages, honestly. They're just there for fun. But if I really thought it was going to drop down, the moving averages crossed over. To get the best ratios, this is the time to run shallow sell limits. I'm not a big fan of market trades unless it's the end of the week and you're like, it's up, I'm going to sell. So there's 2 orders to get in on market orders. You have a bullish candle here and a bullish candle here. This big bullish candle, you need to sell that at the end of the week if you did not get filled on limits. So my rule is, yes, trade at the market because you didn't put any limits in. Get into the trade, any trade, and trade it for the next 8 hours. In Forex, tomorrow night the market's going to open. And you just, once you get callous to putting on trades, taking them off, not every trade has to be a winner, but so everybody's looking for this Bitcoin kind of dream trade, I suppose, here. Now, there are people that are probably loading up anything below 20 grand. They've told themselves, I'm buying Bitcoin. And every time it drops deeper, and then they put themselves on a limit. I guess this is a disciplined trader approach. And then when they're on a limit, then they sit back and they don't touch the trade. So that's what I do, especially if I think I've overloaded. So if I put on too much, I definitely do not touch it. I want the scalps to scalp out. They're interwoven between the swing trades. The scalps come off, I will reload the scalps on hand place. So I'm hand placing drops in front of the market, constantly rolling over my tickets. And if I'm waiting for the Dow Jones to open, I'm like, dude, they're going to retest this again. So I take everything off, I cash everything out, because I want to keep rinsing and repeating as the market is 80% chop and noise. But in order to do that, you got to babysit your fucking terminal for a couple hours in the morning as the market's setting up for the Dow Jones, and it's waiting for news. So when you see FOMC, they kept whittling it down, bidding it down, and then FOMC came out. They were trapped under the floor from the previous week. FOMC news is out. People are like, yeah, okay, so they raise the interest rate. The thing goes ripping and engulfs the whole previous day. Then it comes ripping all the way back. So on the way up, my targets were not set to make 160 pips, although it went up 160 pips, and it came back 120 pips. But my targets aren't set like that. So if I make 20, 40, 60 pips, I would move my swing trades targets manually. I'll start moving the tickets. But no, I mean, my strategy is all I'm saying is that right now the best price on Bitcoin is not at the market. It's not to go to the 1 minute chart and say, oh, okay, on the 1 minute chart, yes, buy right now. And I'm saying buy right now and then come in like this and put limits in. I should write some, I only got one Bitcoin script. So I say buy at the market because, you're afraid you're going to miss out, and this is the moving average, the 1 minute chart, so I'm trying, blah, blah. And look, it's going up. And, but so just to be on the safe side and to start making some money from just, okay, so would you buy now? Now it looks overbought. That's a 5 minute chart. So maybe you don't buy at the market at all. I would say place buy limits like this. You sit back, you wait for the market to plunge into those tickets. And so it's just continually doing that, and you might sweep you might make money on this, and as soon as it goes up, I'm like, okay, let's put the limits back in. So it's kind of slow. The weekend trading on Bitcoin's a little slow, and maybe it's going to get crazy tonight. Everybody's going to get drunk and start trading Bitcoin. I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know. What do you think? Sorry, I just was not even reading your comments after that, but okay, so trading for a living. Well, so if you make, so to make the transition from, let's say you make $200 a day in your day job. I don't know what you do, but just to do easy math. And when you come home from work, maybe you're in the United States, so you come home from work, you see the Asian session, you're like, you know what? When the spreads tighten up around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I can see the market setting up for a lunge, and I'm just going to babysit the Asian session. Trade pretty heavy. You got to trade kind of heavy there, but it's quiet, right? So you can really be in a substantial position because the news isn't coming out. There's no FMC, so you definitely have to. But now, if you're making $100 a night trading Asia, you're making 200. You're losing 50. You're making 250. You're losing. Well, hopefully, you're looking at your phone. You see you already put some pendings in there. So you're either going to trade the trap. So they're going to try to break out Asia, and it's not going to work maybe. If that doesn't work, you got your sell pendings up there. I just like to look at my phone. So I put the limits in. I look at the phone. If I see I got filled on something, I'm like, okay, game on, right? Now I'm going to go to my terminal, open up the computer, and say, all right, you know what? I might even just take that trade off and go, no. You can tell them the behavior of the market. You're like, oh, this looks like it's going to go up. And I'm a seller, and I don't want to stand in front of the train. So I put my orders in really deep. And then as soon as I put the sell orders really high, I'm going to put shallow buy limits in. because why would I, if I think it's going up, I want it to do a shallow pullback, assuming we're going to get trend behavior up out of Asia. And so the Asian session, and maybe you don't mind trading into midnight or something. So the biggest problem for anybody in the United States who has a normal schedule is, yeah, the Asian session's quiet and you got to trade heavy, and because when the stock market opens, so in Europe, Europe begins to open, and the euro's either going to go up or down into the United States open. It's either going to go up or down, and it could be a hard up and a hard down, but are you going to get on, in a swing sense, are you going to get on the Asian train and ride, get the direction proper? And maybe you're not right about that, but your ratios are good, they stop you out. But if you're going to ride that into the U.S. Open, then you kind of have to wait until 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and you're like, okay, this is like target, because we could end up reversing and going the other way. I'm not going to say let your profits run at that point, because as soon as the United States market opened, the whole attitude could change, and there's a piece of news at 8:30 maybe. So that trade is, and how many times can you do that trade? It's always going to be a different target in pips, because the volatility day to day changes. So the problem is, if you're making $200 a day in a consistent day job, and now you're going to go, okay, I'm going to trade. Well, you might make $400 one night in Asia and only make $50 the next night, trying the same technique, same strategy, your checklist, all that stuff. And you're like, well, was that luck? What the hell? I mean, I just made so much fucking money. What the fuck happened there? And it could have been, and you could even go, I'm talking about just trading the euro, but you could say, there's news coming out of New Zealand. I got all my charts on New Zealand. I'm looking at the 5 minute. I'm looking at the tick chart. I got another broker to see what the feeds look like for the New Zealand. And then here comes Australia, New Zealand news, and some of those are dramatic. 200 pip blasts out of the news, and you kind of, everything's dialed in, and you're a news guy, and so it's really impossible to say, because people want to say, well, can I just make $20 an hour or $40 an hour trading? It presupposes the market's consistently doing the same amount of volatility, and when like say that a president or a prime minister is taken out by a lead object, so to speak. If that happened here, wow. I would just, I mean, what happens? Gold spikes, oil, I mean, it would be so bizarre. And actually, the direction would change probably in a couple hours, and it would spike the other way. So everybody would be right, and everybody would be broke, and everybody would be just horrified. But, yeah. You never went to the States. So I guess it's kind of a dead night to stream. Anyways, I thought, what the hell? I didn't know if people were around on the weekend. Are people, did anybody buy a Humvee? These Hummers guy? So who's the guy that's taking all the pain? The guy that bought a low mileage, a low efficiency car, and he bought Bitcoin at the same time. I just got my first Bitcoin wallet, and look at me. Where you got that electric car going? Another electric car expert. So do you speak German? Do you think German? I'm wondering, if you're German, do you just think German? Do they raise you over there and say, dude, because everything's they're so serious. They really are, right? Like, there'll be no, like, did he have comedy clubs in Germany? See, they're coming into my buy limits here on my fictitious limit order entry here. So here's a typical scalp. I'd say this is very aggressive. We're kind of buying the top as the market plunges here. So there's perspective. 5-minute chart. But look at this thing, man. If you started buying Bitcoin below that for $1,000 smash, oh my God, that is just brutal. Oh, the humanity. It's like when that Hindenburg blew up. Was that one of your guys' things? Was that another German? The Hindenburg is like the Titanic issue, isn't it? It's like, this thing there's nothing that can go wrong with this son of a bitch. Get aboard, everybody. Come on. Come on, all the humanity, my ass. Get on this fucking Zeppelin with me, you son of a bitch. Don't you know who I am? I'm Mr. Helium. Oh, that would have been a better choice. Was that hydrogen, right? Well, people were nuts back then. You could go to a shoe store and they'd x-ray your feet and your feet would glow and they'd send you put a post-it note on your door the next day. If your feet are glowing, it's because, well, that's a lot of radiation, but we did get your size right on your shoes, so here's a little lead pack to protect your family members. Lead slippers. What's his name? The Lindell leaded slippers. So are you, they love the muscle cars? Do you think people love the old, they're trying to bring back the muscle car. These car companies are so tacky and cheesy. They do this every time they're going to bring back the muscle car, dude. They brought back the Chevelle or the Chevy, heavy Chevy. I don't know. I grew up with some of these knuckle draggers, mouth breathers, you know. A heavy Chevy, man. It's got a 455. There's dual cam overhead scams over. Dude, shut up. I'm on my CB radio if you're fucking talking over here. That thing's blowing. Talk about carbon credit issues, right? That was a problem back then. You're making acid rain with that fucking Harley carburetor. 4 on the floor. I'll show you this goddamn Tesla. This thing will tear up the road. Really? It's only $2 a liter? Of course, a liter is like... That's pretty cheap, isn't it? It's is it 1.5 liters to the 1.8 liters to a gallon? So you've been on the Autobahn, right? You've lit it up, you got left lane, doing 100 miles an hour. People come up on you, flashing the lights. Get out of my way. You're driving slow. Look at this pullback. We're buying the pullback on Bitcoin tonight. I put my kids' college fund into this trade. Look at this pullback. Come on back to the 618. When this comes back to my moving average, it's going to respect it. And I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm like a sniper on these Bitcoin trades. Is it crowded? Oh, God. So those people must have pileups that are pretty fucking ugly. Smart car gets in front of a fucking a Mercedes limo. Does electric car weigh much? When an electric car gets in a car crash, those batteries, can they explode? Man, I just wonder. Can I just get a bicycle built for 2? How about a these people are just so ridiculous. Did you hear Biden today? Did you hear this guy? There's this guy named Biden. He thinks he's the president. Did you hear this guy? Yeah, what we're going to do here is everybody's going to get themselves like first you need an extension cord, okay? I'm not joking. Get yourself an extension cord. Because you're going to want an electric car. Because we, you think I'm going to try to dig oil out of your backyard? I told the guys in the band, let's get a drill and just fucking, how about we drill right here? I ain't got no lease, but I smell oil, dude. I smell oil underneath my feet. That's right. Oh my God. This motherfucker tried to go renewable green on his bicycle. Does he have green tires made out of non-petroleum tires? That's right. He's using his Fred Flintstone fucking tires made out of concrete from the rock quarry. Boy, bicycle built for ride back better. I mean, dude, what the fuck? How do they let him ride a bike, dude? Don't they know he's gonna fuck it up? Are they trying to get rid of him? Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he fell down on a bike. He hit his head. Next thing he's talking backwards. He's starting to make more sense, though. It's crazy. Holy shit. This is like, well, you know, Grandpa's a nice guy. Like, should he be president? Well, I don't know. Maybe if he stopped sniffing girls' hair, we'd let him be president. But, God, he's funny that way. Funny, haha? No. Funny like funny farm shit, you know? Tour de France. How about this? We'll take that Armstrong guy that lied about fucking like doing main lines of hormones or what he was doing. Lines of chopped up hormone. He had a drip. That guy had a fucking like a what the Adderall drip right at his heart muscle. What did that guy have? Ralph Armstrong. No, something Armstrong. And Biden, he could become Biden's personal trainer. I'll show up. Like Oprah would show up to like, here, let me show you how to make breakfast. Does Pelosi come over with ice cream? What really happens behind the scenes over there? Dude, what a circus. I'm so embarrassed. And then you have these ass clowns step out and say dumb shit like, this is the best country in the world. For what? Weird Al Yankovic fucking shit? What the fuck are you talking about? How is this the most... Okay, I get the freedom that you can be a complete fucking moron and get away with it. Yes, that is freedom. That's right. You nailed it, folks. At least the Germans are like, oh, the thoughts you're having just are not very mechanical. What purpose are you serving with these stupid jokes? You make fun of everybody. Not everything's funny, you know. We have ways of making you drive a electric car. First we put it's the Russian-German technique. We put battery cables on your, there I said it, nipples. And then we just use this potentiometer we have over here. We apply the proper amount of gain, voltage, juice, so to speak, and before you know it, you're going to be a tree hugger like us. You pay $10 a gallon, and you stay home more often. Look at you. It's a working. Hey, they said when COVID came, the carbon footprint got smaller because people were like, yeah, I guess I'm going to stay home. Shit, over here, you couldn't plant a seed in the ground. They closed. You cannot buy seeds. Now you may ask yourself, why can't you buy seeds at the grocery store at Home Depot? No seeds for you. Aisle closed. Why? COVID. Dude, never in my life. People just don't. People are going to think you're making this shit up if you tell them years later. Of course, maybe years later from now, dude, we'll all be fucking in the Matrix and we'll just be on a drip. I'm having a harsh thought. Can you give me a bump on the... There's got to be a better thing than synthetic heroin, right? Synthetic heroin? Tour de France for you. Tour day, where was he riding a bike? In Delaware, in his hometown? Yeah, I'm going to take this thing out for a spin, guys. I'm really good at riding a bike. Look at this gap. I see an order block. I see a fucking order block. Oh my God, this is what ICT's been talking about. Look at this shit. Oh, that's that gap thing. Oh, he did videos about this. Any ICT fans out there want to contest the fact that this gap fill back order block is the entry point? You put your buy stop up here, When you see the gap, now you got 1 minute to pull the trigger. You better place your buy limit, your buy stop here, because you want confirmation upon entry. Don't think you're going to be buying that 2-minute pullback at the market. Nuh-uh-uh. You got to wait for these gaps, these order blocks, these specific patterns, or you're not following protocol from the mentorship. You will be kicked out. You will lose your mentorship. You'll be double charged just before we kick you out. Your charter memberships will be inverted into anti-charter memberships, so you'll never be allowed back, and there'll be a trespass charge against you. Really? I was just looking at the latest video by ICT. Look at these comments. How come I don't get comments like this? What have I done to people? Why am I mean or something? What am I, an asshole? This guy says, these daily reviews are really amazing, ICT. More especially because I begun the mentorship from day one. Oh, you're a little rhymey guy. And right now, we really are graduating to higher principles. I'm sorry, pinnacles. Jesus. Higher pinnacles. Well, isn't that redundant? But these people love this guy. I appreciate the content you are putting out, ICT. Personally, for me, this mentorship found me still struggling to get the hang of things from a mentorship by someone who claims to have been mentored by you. What is with this mentorship, dude? So if I give you directions on how to get home, am I mentoring you? Like, please fucking help me. What was a mentor? He mentored me on how to use this ice machine in his house so the ice wouldn't keep dropping out on the floor. But I'm the mentor's mentor for the ice machine. You gotta check with me first. Are your papers up to date? Can you catch a piece of ice before it hits the floor? Come on, grasshopper. With the ice tongs. Truly helpful, especially the free ICT membership videos of 2022. Every time you say pause the video, I pause the video. And every time I unpause, my annotations match up to yours. That's due to learning, studying, doing homework from the mentorship videos. Thank you so much. And thank you. No, I thanked you first. So comforting. Wow, I can't read. To have come to the same analysis, minor differences, and execute the same trade demo forward testing. For those of you who are new, it may not be feeling like everything is very clunky. It's not a lot of second guessing. These concepts need to sit in your brain for months. Okay, well, it left a dent. And then for them to start to feel smoother and feel more confident and actually get it right a lot of the time. We're getting it right around here. We're just going to stop drilling more, and these people be begging for a fucking outlet in their house to plug in their goddamn electric car that they don't fucking have. Okay, so that's what's going to... It's been 4 years plus for me, and now I'm getting to the point where I feel really confident. Thank you, Michael, sincerely. Oh, that's his last name. Hey, Michael, sincerely. Thanks for coming. No, thank you. Thank you again, ICT, for these short reviews. They're fantastic. Question for you, : do you ever look at weekly or monthly order blocks, or FVGs, whatever the fuck that is, as long-term targets? Now, I gotta ask people that are on these charts, when I'm about 90 years old, I think this time price target looks like I'm gonna get out of that trade there. Oh gosh, I hope my son's brokerage firm doesn't go bankrupt. I'm passing the shares of that stock on that target time. Do you think we will retest the 50% level of the run from March? Wow, this guy's thought about this. Wow, this is a curveball. I don't think he has a reply for this. March 20. To find a discount? Holy shit. Thanks again, Daniel. Daniel here with a question. Daniel's got a question. Come on, Daniel. Come up to the podium. What do you got for ICT? ICT comes out from the back with the smoke like a fucking Wizard of Oz. Great, ICT. Thanks for taking us all through this, mentoring our mindset. That's my next course, mentoring my mindset. And keeping us focused on the move. Yes, I'd like to watch things move across the floor like my cat when he follows my flashlight laser. I literally was looking at the setup and thought, that ICT would have taken this. Feeling proud of myself that I feel progress. Thanks, ICT. I have a question regarding to bias. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against queers or gay guys or anything. So when the price takes out stops and reaches order block and fucking very good on HF higher time frame. What is FPG? Then should the bias change right away, or change in the MS is a must. Now these people, I know people ask these specific questions. This is a very particular kind of person, and we all want answers to this stuff. In other words, I'm driving my snowmobile through the snow. When I come up on a tree branch that is 1.5 centimeters wide and I'm doing 20 miles an hour, should I get the fuck out of the way or should I just run over it? So I feel like these are not the the best questions, but it's to bias, right? So should I lean into that turn, or would the bias flip after I go over the twig? And how much do you think that twig's going to affect my trading account? It's not a good analogy, but it's starting to get warm out, so I'm feeling like I want a snowmobile again. Let's go back to snowmobiling. Extremely grateful for this invaluable teaching you giving out for free. These people do not speak English. Oh, you give good. You give good, mentor. Oh, I can feel your mentor. Hello, Mr. Huddleston. I just have one question about ICT. Not about you, but the entity known as ICT from another planet. In the market, there is often several order blocks in one big trend. Okay. The market sometimes reacts to the first order block, sometimes to the later or third. Oh God, this is going to be the question I've been waiting for. How can I find out? Is this one of those things on like an SAT test to get into college? How can I find out which order block will work properly and which one is going to be failed? Oh my God, dude. If we knew that, we'd blow your brains out. Oh God, is he going to answer? Oh God, some guy's going to come in. One of his disciples is going to come in and rescue him on this. Oh no, I like his answer. This must be complete sarcasm. This guy's got to be trolling him. Put a fib on that range and look at it. Might highlight potential price areas where order blocks may form or be respected. Oh, the biggest fallacy in the fucking world that price has any fucking respect for any fucking thing, including your goddamn equity. I'm so sorry. There's no respect in these markets. Keep in mind your premium and discount, higher time frame. Wow, that's really fancy fucking order block talk. Premium and discount. Look at this guy. Very insightful, short and sweet. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad to see I'm coming along. It's making more and more sense the more I stay consistent and listen to your drivel and discipline and your teachings. Appreciate you, Michael. Oh, God, thank you, Michael. Michael. I've always known there's a way in which the higher time frame, whatever this other one is, I don't know, code talk, could be used in determining directional bias. Oh, the directional bias issue. Like, dude, just fucking who cares? Just counter trend trade it, dude. Like, who can't see what's going to happen in these markets? Like, is anybody looking at the market, the crude oil, and going, yeah, it's going up, I got it. But, dude, are you buying here thinking it's going 150 a barrel? Are you fucking a retard? So, I had crude oil up, and I did some videos I didn't even publish because I'm like, dude, I'm just so beat up. So, it's just too much. So I said, and this is daily crude, by the way. So it's about here, you know. And last week I didn't publish this video, but I'm just saying, you got to trust me. I'm not making this up. I see this little spinning top candle, and I'm like, dude, if this isn't fucking and I marked off this supply sell zone. The only problem being is that the margin requirements on crude oil up here for you to take advantage of this one fucking weekly candle, this amazing spinning top, small body sell off. Not to say crude can't go up, but dude, that is the biggest kind of like, this will also be a double top sell off. Like this is the beginning possibly of crude making it all the way back to, and I'm not saying this is going to happen in a week, but structurally speaking, once we at least make it back to 94. If we don't hold 94, then if we trade below $100 a barrel for the rest of the summer, so I'm trying to imagine, where's crude going to tread water in? So where could it live in? If you're good at day trading crude or, you know, whatever, hourly trading crude, you're saying to yourself, this thing could just tread water in a $20 range. And the amount of money you can make if you know how to get in and out of these markets during this phase, this is the weekly chart. So on the daily, it looks like, oh, I can see the trades on the daily just fine. Dude, like if I zoom out on the daily, I'm like, oh, that goes fucking mine. It's if you know this whole window of garbage, like all this stuff. Okay, it made a run here, but look at that fucking noise garbage. And now, for the scalpers, for the way I feel about, like if this is a 1 hour chart, I'm definitely throwing. I'm going to buy one at the market here just for good luck, but I know we're going to crush into that. I don't know it, but it's an if-then statement. If it comes down in and it pulls in, and then I just start working that area. So I'll work this whole area here for the next day or whatever, hours, whatever it is. And what I do is I lay the limit racks, they fill, they retrace, and if targets are hit, then I let it go. I re-rack it. The more times we keep stabbing down, so all these stabs down here, I would have bought these and re-racked and bought and re-racked, and I don't even have to be along for this trend. So I'm not a big fan of trend trading from that standpoint. I'm happy to trade the range at an angle. Like, so it's ranging for my trading account. It's ranging, and you could say, oh, well, aren't you going to, why don't you, your bias is this moving average. Moving average is pointing up. I got a long bias. I got you. So if you buy down here, you are more likely to wait for it to take out those highs. But why in God's green earth would you stick around? This is what I can't understand. And this is what I have a hard time with the trend trader, is that when they buy this, the bias says buy, this is their best entry. They buy here, and then they do not get out on anything, or they go, well, I'm in, and then you get this situation. I noticed my equity changing. So I did look at the chart, and I'm like, well, this isn't right, because dude, they just ripped me off. I was just up, and then they just snatched it all away from me. I bought here like I was supposed to. I'm long. I'm loving it. I'm making so much fucking money right here. I look at my account 2 days later, and dude, I am barely up on this trade. Well, you just gotta wait longer, man. You're just not a trend trader. You don't do not. Sorry, no. I just want to bank it and be out of it. So I know if I hang in there or buy more than, why don't you just buy more there? You're supposed to add to a winner, you know. Okay, dude. Not that guy. If you held on all the way to Top Tick Tommyville and you cashed out, then the next question is, why didn't you just go short above here? You know, this is the short window for crude. But I would say this is a buyer's market now. Now I'm going to come in if it's Monday. And here's where you have to estimate, well, this thing's starting to pick up some steam to the downside. How can I catch a falling knife and dead cat bounces, scalp that, and retain enough that if it goes below here, which would be a buyer's gold mine in this trap, that I will stay with that. I'll scalp this, and I'll hold it as it comes back to where it's at now even. Those would be my big lofty targets. And so you're basically saying I'm going to buy this whole window, and when that's all it is. I mean, there's no order block, there's no bias, there's just nothing but pure price levels. And of course, if we come down to here, I mean, crude oil people are going to be like, there'll be so many wicks stabbing into this, but can crude melt down to here? And this would be if some brave Republican steps up to the plate and says, you know what, fuck Joe Biden, I got a goddamn drill and I got this goddamn fucking, I can smell oil in my backyard and we're going to go fucking drill right now, motherfucker. So we when the terrorist drilling starts, or the insurrection drilling starts, just the thought of relief from fucking Marxist insanity, standstill, green theory bullshit, you know, it's the markets. Crude oil is going to tank. It's not that there's a bunch of crude oil in the world. It's just psychologically they scare the shit out of these people. And they got these fucking people painted into a corner now. Top Tick Tommy. Yeah, so Top Tick Tommy. Let me put. Let's do a review of Top Tick Tommy. Just the guy's voice alone. The exasperation with this guy. It's called Auction with a Crayon. I never know. People change their auction theory with a crayon. Let me turn off my background noise here. I'm trying to create ambience. It's just not working. It's overrated. Okay, Top Tick Tommy, please. Oh, wait. Okay, that's almost it. Yeah, why is that showing up? Huh. Well, that's not... Yeah, there's not a lot. And it's the market profile people come into that thing too. Wait, was that it? Here it is. This guy's voice just kills me.
Extends out into eternity. That extends out into it. You have a new inventory. You have bigger inventory, smaller inventory. You still have inventory. What do you have to do now? Oh, they came out with a fix. Okay, great. Now the demand picks up. Auction. There's a balance. You auction out. You auction out of this balance, imbalance.
Dude,
you create hype. You create excitement.
That's
create
the quality?
buzz.
Okay.
This weekend only. You know, living social deal. You know, whatever.
Oh, shit.
And you come into a
Damn
balance. So that's what auction market theory is. It advertises. You advertise prices and you create balance and imbalance. That's what the volume shows. This is the median. This is the value. This is the value. Then on top of that, you have 3 areas within a balance area that you can trade. Just because you're in here doesn't mean you can't trade, but you can trade the outliers. You have the outliers.
Yeah, so the outliers, if you got your limit orders sitting in these, this is the ultimate reversal point. And the consolidation, all that stuff, It is to me. This is the only thing driving the markets. Is this auction market theory?
Value
And how
area
many views
low.
on this? Not that many, but let's see, what does he say? But I gotta get the top tick Tommy comment. That's all we care about.
This is a lower volume weight of average, and you come like this. Where it came from, of everything, cycle of life. Okay, let's say that this price is higher.
Damn it!
It was hilarious.
Oh, here we go.
Top tick advertising price is higher. You want to buy, you want to find, we're here right now, okay? Where do you want to buy? Do you want to buy as soon as we cross? Some people will. Absolutely. But then what?
See, that's some people will. So, if my limits are sitting at the new lows of the previous day and I get picked up on a couple limits here, I might, if I'm not in big enough, I might add here. And I'm like, yeah. So you can be some people. You can be all these people. You can have a market order and you can have a limit order, and stop order might be stupid, really, because just buy at the fucking market, dude. Why overpay? If you really think it's going up, I guess this kind of religious. Well, we're gonna, on confirmation, we're gonna place our buy stops, and we're gonna be very, very, we're disciplined trade. I don't know. I'm not disciplined. I guess that's not gonna work. But this is pretty crude. What's going on in the markets? I think it's completely valid. What crosses price behavior here?
What happens if you just top ticked? What happened if you're top tick? We had a guy on the floor. His name is Tommy. We call him top tick Tommy. This guy, no matter what, it could not. He top ticked everything. It was hilarious. If Tommy was buying, we were selling. If Tommy was selling, we were buying. It was hilarious. Top tick Tommy. We're going to go back to, so how do you know where to buy if you come outside? Relative price. Where do you get your relative price from? The last area of fairness, of fair value. Let's draw this out. That extends out into eternity. That extends out into eternity. Guess where you're going to buy? Where are you going to buy based on the fact that if you enter into a value area, you have an 80% chance. You're going to wait until you buy. You're going to wait until this is a no-buy zone. Right here.
Good old top tick. Hilarious. That's like New York talk, isn't it? It's hilarious. Oh, God. Low volume, no drilling. Anybody have an oil rig they could, can we go out this week and do some rogue drilling? Just like some type of, like a quiet protest. Like a drilling protest. That's it. We just need a drilling protest. Thank you so much, sir. I've learned a lot due to your guidance. More so, in a short time, I'm forever grateful. Chris from Nigeria. Thanks, Mike, for your daily teachings. Much appreciated. Thanks again for taking the time for us in a busy day. Wow, look at that. This guy's just, he's loved to death. You know, ICT almost died from all the love. 1,700 likes, 25,000 views. Just published, too. Uh-oh, shit. What happened there? We accidentally got into some kind of symposium. Now let's compare and contrast. Financial terms and concepts. Lose, win. You mean those? Why do these people want to put all these buzzwords on shit? Financial terms like, I lost all my money in the market. I bought Bitcoin. How's that for a financial term? I'm kind of underwater on my trade, but I'm gonna make it back. It's crazy. We're gonna kick ass this year. We are the champions, my friends. Oof. How's that 5-minute Bitcoin? It's coming to my moving average, son. Pull a trigger. Trend trade. 5-minute Bitcoin trend trade. Oh, I'm feeling lucky tonight. Luck be a Bitcoin tonight. So nobody wants to call into my Discord channel. We're not really good at this. It's Saturday night. Well, happy Father's Day. If you were able to make a baby, then happy Father's Day. Yeah. You know what I think what it is that maybe it's in other words, the Nigerians and these people from overseas, they don't understand, they've never met somebody who's over the top. So they're taking his over the top, cryptic explanations of things and the mysticism, or just the shroud of Turin that he has around his order blocks and stuff. I think it's appealing to another culture, I think. Of course, there are Americans that fall in love with, well, look at this, what's her name? The girl with the big ass. Girls with big asses. They got a fucking following. Nicki Minaj, is it? What's this fucking, oh God, Bruce Jenner's fucking niece or something? It's like, holy shit. Dude, that's enough ass for 2 people. I mean, dude, you gotta get it. Like, they have breast reductions. You need an ass reduction. Have you thought of that? I mean, how's your car seat? How's your car seat taking that? Nobody knows. Baby's got back. Yeah, you can hardly do anything on the internet anymore because people just copyrights on this and that. I'm surprised they haven't copyrighted these candlesticks. I'll be getting I'll get a note in the mail later on. Yeah, those candlesticks. Copyrights. Patent pending. We make the best candlesticks here at MT4. Cook them up, serve them up. Ready to go. Oh, I don't know. Fucking A. So, what is the status of those French people elected somebody and that didn't work out, I think, right? They get like a bad. That's not the people they wanted. Right, they didn't want those people. Wow, everything's rigged, I think. I feel like we're just along for the ride on all this stuff, you know? High drama monthly charts are the most striking way to market your ICT mentorships. Anybody out there is reselling the ICT mentorship package, don't forget to always repackage things. Make them dramatic. Get some good epic music. Kind of manly music running behind you in the background there. Be simple about your explanations and don't overthink it. Leave a little wiggle room. Imaginations run wild on the comments. Yeah, until Jesus showed up, other than ICT, that's the only kind of like, wow, this guy's like a fucking life coach. He's better than Jesus. The weekly looks like a good buy right now, but the monthly looks like the end of the world. How are people taking this Bitcoin, man? Are you guys like brothers? Yeah, that's a trend then. So the big ass is a trend, and then people get ass implants to fucking add an extension. They put a fucking like a porch on their ass. So you already had a shelf for an ass, and now you're gonna add a porch and like a fucking gazebo? How much shit can you stack on the shelf of the curvature of your ass at the very top of that thing? And then I'm not even sure this is attractive. It's just like a freak show. Isn't it just a freak show? So what, nobody's got a microphone? Nobody wants to come out here and fucking have a I put grid orders in as wide as your ass, honey. That's why I got you over here, to measure out my trades. Oh, when I got the Fibonacci tool out, she said, what are you doing with that? I said, I got to make sure you're proportioned properly. Your waist to your hips is a Fibonacci ratio. Don't you understand, babe? She no like it when I get out there. She says the Fibonacci tool is sharp. Then I put a moving average on the way she walks. It didn't help. Didn't help. She's still obnoxious. God, what in the hell? So NASDAQ, same punishment. Look at the high drama value of the monthly charts on NASDAQ. Oh, wow. That is crazy, dude. Canadian dollar went ripping up. Bitcoin down. Oil's kind of choppy, waffling. And then behold, the monthly Dow Jones. Of course, this is COVID back here. And this is a little slower sell-off than the COVID was. Just rip your face off and rip up. This is kind of an orderly sell-off, don't you think? Yeah, I don't like Discord either. I'm using Discord just for the microphone section, but yeah, I understand. Is there an alternate? I used to go to Google Hangouts to run the microphones through. Is there a better server? There's all sorts of audio interfaces now, isn't there? Because I would only go to Discord. But see, the problem with Discord is that not only can I not navigate it, and I'm never going to learn. I've tried so many times, And the icon, when you load up, there's this goofy face that spins around, and I think right there I'm just kind of turned off. Like, that is just disgusting, goofy Pokemon design shit. What the fuck is that spinning face guy peering through a hole? It's wrong, dude. And it's like always on your system, and I don't know. But people love it, man. They love that fucking Discord. I think the gamers. I think it's configured for gamers. So when the gamers walk in there, they're like, "Oh, I understand. This is gaming logic, layout menu systems. We see this shit all the time." See, I never see shit like that. I see like my Gmail, and I'm like, "Oh, I get this like the inbox on," and that's fucked up too all day long. Oh, you're over 50. Okay, well, yeah. I'm 64, so I understand. No, it's a real like mind bender, and I think, why? Why do I need to know that? And people aren't even none of my neighbors come out in the porch and go, "You should see this guy on Discord." Really? Oh, I thought no, he. I mean, you can't cut his lawn, but when he's on Discord, dude. Like the server's he's locked up a server, just him showing up. So I don't get it. Yeah, for kids and gamers. Same thing with do you go on TikTok? Do you go on Instagram, Telegram? What else is there? My God, there's so much. Yeah, God, I just love being old, dude. I just love not having to even. So I just cut my lawn, and I thought that was pretty fucking zen. I like that. It's a nice workout. So what are you going to do tonight? So at 50 years old, are you getting ready to retire? Are you out of this thing with all this drama and the monkey cocks and the monkey pox and all that stuff? Yeah, that monkey cox can really get to be bad. Like, get molested coming home. I let one of my monkeys out. Bitch hopped on my leg and tore a hole in it. I didn't think he could fuck that hard. But he had a little bit of monkey cox in him, and man, that just doubled him up. It was like Prozac. Oh, that's for what's that? The little red pill. Book face. Yeah, God. What is going on over there? So what do? Do you just go out and dig in the dirt and do like analog shit? Are you an analog guy? I'm very analog. I print my charts out and I draw on them. That's another really good thing. To have a tangible skill. This metaverse is giving me anxiety. I can't get any traction on this shit. Just my little mouse, my two-dimensional world. I think Bitcoin's down just because stocks are down. There's speculative instruments, as simple as that. Oil. I love to see oil come down. So a little bit of relief at the pump there. I think we'll be down about 490 on the national average now. Don't forget that child molester is going to go over to Saudi Arabia and like go under the tent. Once he gets his nose under the tent, look out. He's probably going to offer them, "Hey, you guys, you want one of our electric cars? Hey, you guys thought about like setting up solar panels over here? You know, you got a lot of sun." I understand that over there, this gas is cheap as fuck in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? The Arab immigrants. It's like an E instead of United. I think just most people want to just watch a good movie, have a good bowl of popcorn, sit back and watch the show as they destroy this kind of so all these guys at the border trying to get in here. It's like, dude, as soon as they get in here, they're not going to vote for Joe Biden, I'll tell you that. These are freedom seekers, dude. They're trying to leave Venezuela, not come to it. Joe Biden has magically designed Venezuelan. He's like, don't forget your make us like Venezuelan again hat. Make us like Venezuela again hat. Okay. How's that working out for you, as they say? Oh, you're in Canada. Oh my Lord in fucking heaven. So I think you owe me reparations, because when the truckers were losing their mind up there, I was watching your parliament, or what do they call it up there, and these fucking idiots, my God, dude. Some goober stepped up to the plate the other day and was bragging how he's like, well, we're going to get rid of bullets, and we're going to get rid of guns, and then we're going to get rid of like the hammer that makes the bullet explode, and we're going to outlaw triggers. You can have a gun but no trigger, and you got to put your trigger in a lockbox instead of another lockbox. And the whole time this person's coming up with all these brainstorms to keep those guns, because you know those guns will not stop moving. I bought a gun, but I had to take it back. I got home. He said, "You're going to put that in a lockbox." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because they be jumping around trying to shoot people, man. You got to lock that fucking gun up. You don't got in the box, you be jumping around trying to shoot people by yourself." So this fucking guy standing there in the Canadian Knesset or whatever the fucking, the idiot's like, the fucking goobers behind him with the masks on. And the Canadians just came out 3 days ago and said, well, unless you're triple vaxxed, you're really not vaxxed. Dude, that's the oldest fucking potion of bullshit, fucking blow your goddamn heart up, that's ever been out. It's got to be it's probably been at room temp so long, it's probably got a new species of shit coming out of it. And you're demanding mandatory, dude. That country up there. I noticed their inflation. I saw their inflation numbers come out in Forex Factory the other morning. They're gonna get clobbered just like us. They fucking follow our lead, and these guys pour that socialism on. They got a fucking Marxist valve, like a fire hose, and they turn that shit up to. They're like, oh yeah, this cunt fuck who runs Castro, who runs your fucking thing, dude. What the fuck is he on? Was he getting? Is he getting like constant? People bring him grapes and stuff. What is going on in his world? How detached, and why has nobody taken him out? I honestly think the Canadian culture is to the point they're so posh, they so don't give a fuck. They're so wokety woke fuck that they're like praising this Marxist cunt. What is going on? They deserve every ounce. In fact, the fucking Americans deserve fucking $8 a gallon. And I fucking laugh. You dumb shits let this shit happen. So, the backlash is going to be exquisite. They're probably going to hand out fucking drills like they hand out guns to the fucking Ukrainians. They're going to hand out drills. Son, get your divining rod, which is just for water, but get your shit together. You're going to be drilling this summer, son. You're going to drill camp. I'm going to take you up there and fucking just start drilling. Fuck the leases. Do people be like burning disco albums in the street? They'll be burning leases. Fuck your lease. Oh, there's all these leases. Dude, there's so much regulation. What the fuck is a lease? If you tell me that my car is not zero emissions, this fucking asshole just came out and said zero emissions by 2030. You're a fucking complete vomiting moron. Like, everything you're saying is like, he has to be kidding, dude. He just has to be kidding. So I just love it. Here, why don't you do that then? Why don't you just go for zero emissions? Duct tape your whole body, vaccine your fucking ass, and roll over and let yourself die. I'm pretty angry about the state of affairs. We've let everything kind of go down the tubes here. But it's good because you know what corrects that? Darwin. And we come in and we get the reconciliation. Yeah. Do they love him really? Are they just taking his invitation? I feel like they're taking his invitation. Then when they get in here, they go, wait a minute. This fucker's doing the same dumb shit we had. Yeah, he's trying to get their vote. I know. I still think, if you look at this girl that just won down in Arizona or Texas, so there's a chick that is the first Republican to ever be elected down there at the border in 150 years. So when the parasites come across the border, it's probably going to take them 6 months before they go, yeah, we don't want that. We just left that. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm just being too logical, I think. Like, I'm thinking the best for everybody. And I'm thinking, these people, they don't know what's good for them. The invitation's been laid out. Here they come across the border. They get their free phone. They get their free baby formula. They get everything we can't get. It's more about a slap in the face to Americans than it really is about... because these people are they've been invited. So you really can't blame them in that sense. You only blame them if they rape your wife. You're like, hey, buddy, let up on my wife, would you? Like, we're trying to watch a movie here. Hello? I know we're at the border, and I know you just fucking... Okay, you did bring some drugs for my wife to do, like she does like to do that, what is that, fentanyl shit. And so I'm going to give you a break on that. But you've been kind of rude, and we did invite you into our house. But we got another crew coming here in about an hour or so. Give me what you got. Move along. Why don't we set up shop there at the border? We could hand out like tablets. Learn how to trade Forex. Now that you're here in America, you need to make some money. Really? Oh my God. I know. You see, I'm just too naive or too. I feel like. You mean to tell me this is just they're just getting customers coming in? They just want freak. They want like. I'm surprised they don't have a guy going. Don't forget to come to our restaurant, or don't. While you're here, where's the tour guides? Why don't we just go full retard? Like, where is the and on the right here you see here's an illegal alien. Would you like now? What kind of ice cream do you like? Do you want the Joe ice cream pack, the Joe Biden vanilla chocolate special, equal opportunity? Would you just like how about Neapolitan? Because it's got that strawberry in there. Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, I'd like that. Yeah. What else can we hook you up with here? Well, can I get free college? God, it's amazing, dude. And I understand. Joey is just the most. He's the hostess with the mostest on our dime. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I think what it is that you're just not flexible enough, dude. You got to learn to take it in the rear and stuff. Gosh, Joe Biden. This guy just fell off his fucking bike. What does that say? Yeah, he did, I bet. No, I mean, this guy is like, and then he wanted to vaccinate the world. This is a few months ago. And vaccinate the world and beyond. Right? This is the creed from Toy Story. Infinity and beyond vaccinations. Vaccinations for everybody. Get your dog vaccinated too. I have a dog he's a puppy. Well, you want to get him young. Pfizer just came out with a puppy vaccine. It's safe for all puppies from nursing all the way to biting the year-old. They stop weaning. Yeah. And you want to revaccinate your dogs too? Every 6 months. Talk about a moneymaker. Anyways. Yeah, I don't really tell anybody I'm streaming, actually. This is a very secretive operation going on here. But I might have to go watch a movie. So, yeah, it's not a lot of people. And really, I should stream on when the market's open. It is open, a Bitcoin, but I don't know, man. But thanks for coming in for my completely unprepared streaming. That's just one of those things. It's a community, what do they call it? Community service. It's what we do. It's who we are. Getting $1 a shot, I reckon. I'll take 50 cents a shot because it's about quantity. It's not about quality. No, so here's the thing. Did you ever think you would see blatant naked corruption like that? Man, where people just stand on a podium and they go, community outreach program. They were reaching out to, maybe I'll come back later to stream. So maybe I'm doing it too early in the day. And people are probably, everybody's baking a cake for their dad, I'm sure, right? It's Father's Day. Here's a cake. I baked you a cake, Dad. Oh, son. I love you too. Community outreach for Bitcoinologists. Did you buy any Bitcoin? Did you get in on sale tonight? It's a rally. It's doing a dead cat bounce right now. Don't you think there's further Bitcoin punishment ahead? Just look at a daily chart. I don't know if we're done tanking, but this is an attempt at a retracement. This will be the first day up in 10 days. Oh, God. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for showing up at my ridiculously not exciting stream. But this markets, dude, the people that come in for a stream like this aren't exactly looking for fucking T and A. If anybody knows what T and A is, it's the original kind of tits and ass. Okay. Don't want to leave you twisting in the wind on what those secret letters mean. But anyways, that's what we got. Okay, as in the infamous words of ICT in the Inner Circle, mentorship, technology, as you were. Yes, as you were, people. And that's what he says. That's how